Very good morning, dear children. Dear children, we are going to start the second chapter of civics, which is constitutional design. So, children, if we will just look at the overview. So, in the previous chapters, children, we talked about democracy. How the rulers they are not free to do whatever they want to. Fine, there are some basic rules for the citizen as well as the government to follow. So all these rules together they are called a constitution, and it is a supreme law for the country. It is going to tell us about the rights of the citizens, the power of the government, fine, how the government is going to function, fine. So in this chapter, children, we are just going to get the answers of some basic questions like why do we need a constitution, fine, then how the constitution is drawn up, who's going to design it, and what are the values that are going to give a shape to the constitution of a democratic state, fine. Once if the constitution is accepted, can the changes be done in that? So all these answers we will get in this chapter. So we are just taking an example, we are taking an example of designing constitution of a democratic state, that is South Africa. We are going to start with this, looking at what happened there and how these South African people, how they went about in the task of making the constitution, fine. And then we will shift towards the Indian constitution, how it was made, what are the foundational values, and how it is providing a very good framework for the conduct of citizens life as well as the government's life. So we will shift to the first topic, which is democratic constitution in South Africa. So children, in the starting of this topic, you are given certain lines, and children, these lines are said by Nelson Mandela, the one who was given a charge for treason, fine, and it was given by the white South African government, and he and seven leaders with him, they were given life imprisonment in 1964. And what was the reason behind this? Because they opposed the apartheid regime in the country. And children, he spent 28 years in South Africa's most dreaded prison, which is on Robben Islands. So struggle against apartheid. Now what was this apartheid? Now children, apartheid, it was a name of system of racial discrimination which was prevailing in South Africa. Now children, the white Europeans, they imposed the system on the South Africa. As you know, during the 17th and the 18th century, the trading companies from Europe, they occupied South Africa with arms and force. Same way in which they occupied your own country, India. But unlike India, means that they were not settled here in India, but many of the white people, they settled in South Africa and they became the local rulers. Now this system of apartheid, it divided the people, labeled them with their skin color. Like the native people of South Africa, they were black in colors, and they made three-fourths of the population. They were all called the blacks. Now apart from this, there were mixed races also, fine, the one who were colored, so they were the people those who migrated from India. The white rulers, they were treating all the non whites as inferior, and they were calling them as superior. These non white people, they don't have any voting right. The apartheid system was very oppressive for the black people, as they were not, you know, they were not allowed to enter the areas where the white people were living. They were not allowed to work there without any permit. Trains, buses, taxis, hotels, hospitals, schools, college, libraries, cinema halls, theaters, beaches, swimming pools, even the public toilets, they were all separate from the whites. They were all separate for whites as well as black. So that was known as segregation. Now the black people, they could not even visit the churches where the white people used to worship. So even the black were not allowed to form association, and they could not protest against the terrible treatment as well. So children, since 1950 only, the black, the colored, all the Indians, they fought against this apartheid system. Now they launched marches, protests, strikes. The African National Congress, it was an organization which led the struggle against the policies of segregation. And many other, unions, communist parties, they also, you know, came together with them. Fine. Then even several countries also, they said that apartheid is unjust, it is a racism. The white racist government, it continued the same detaining, torturing, and killing. It killed thousands of blacks and colored people. Now, towards a new constitution. Now, what was it? Now, children, what happened? The protests, the struggles against the apartheid was increased. Now, the government, as it realized in India, also same way, they realized there also that now they cannot keep these black under their rule. So the white regime, they changed their policies. Discriminatory laws were repealed. Ban on political parties and restrictions on media was lifted. After 28 years of imprisonment, Nelson Mandela, he came out of the jail as a free man. And finally, children, at the midnight of 26th April 1994, the national flag of Republican of South Africa, it unfurled, and this country became a newly born democracy in the world. Apartheid government, it came to an end, fine, and it formed a multiracial government, fine. Now, after the emergence of new democratic South Africa, black leaders, they appealed to fellow black to forgive the whites. They said, okay, no problem, now whatever done was done. Now we should forgive the whites, fine. And they said that let us build a new South Africa which was based on equality, where all men, women, democratic values are there, justice is there, human rights are there. So the party that ruled through oppression and brutal killings, and the party that led the freedom struggle, they all sat together and they draw up a common constitution, children. So after 2 years of discussion and debate, the final constitution was made, which the world ever had. So the constitution, it gave the citizens the most, rights, and it together decided in search of solution to all the problems. It did not exclude anybody, all were treated, equally, and ultimately everybody became a part of the solution. Fine. The preamble to the South African Constitution, it gives you a sum up to all this spirit. The South African Constitution, children, the South African Constitution inspires all the Democrats all over the world. It was a state which denounced by the world, entire world, till recently as the most undemocratic one, is now seen as the model of democracy. So this way they got their constitution made. And what made it possible, children? The determination of people of South Africa, their work hard, their unity. It transformed their bitter experience into making it a rainbow nation. Fine. So this was the story of South Africa. Now the question arises, children, why do we need a constitution? So if you take an example of South Africa, fine, it's a good example. So the constitution is required so that the oppressor should not oppress the one who's oppressed, fine. So it was not an easy job to trust each other, fine. So what they had to do, they all had to compromise. Fine, they had to take care of the principle of majority rule should not depress the majority. The white minority was also afraid that the white minority was afraid that the black majority can oppress them now in response, but it did not happen. So they all sat together. Fine, they said that we are going to make a rule. Fine, we are going to jot down all the rules together, just as when we have a game, we abide by the rules which we follow. So these rules will be followed by the rulers as well as the people. So finally, these rules decide the rights of the citizen. These rules, they worked on who's going to work on what are the basic rules. Fine, who is the supreme. Fine, no government can ignore all the basic rules. So these basic rules were known as the constitution. Fine, every country has diverse group of people. It's not only the case of South Africa only that it has constitution. All the countries which call them democratic should have a constitution. Fine, every association, you call it a club, a cooperative society, a political party, everybody needs a constitution. So it is written rules that are accepted by the people living in the country. So constitution is a supreme law which is going to determine the relationship among people living in a territory, and also the relation between the people and the government. So what all things the constitution is going to do? So the constitution is going to it is going to generate a degree of trust and coordination, which is very much important for different kind of people to live together. Secondly, it is going to specify how the government should work, who will have the power to take all the decisions. Thirdly, it is going to lay down the limits. It is going to limit the power of the government, and it is going to tell what all are the rights of the people there. And lastly, it is going to express the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. So all the countries that have constitution, they should not be democratic, but a democratic country should always have a constitution. You just take an example of after war of independence against Great Britain, even Americans, they had a constitution. After revolution, the French people also have a constitution. So since then, children, it has become a practice that all the democracies, they are going to have a written constitution. So this was all about today's topic. Thank you and have a nice